Hi, this is Mr. West, and today we're doing a walkthrough video for comparing unit rates, sheet 6.1. This, of course, is from Math-Salamanders.com. Make sure to check out all of Math-Salamanders' amazing math resources and worksheets. So for this video, we're going to be talking about this worksheet, which is actually a really useful worksheet in terms of real-world applicability. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding the missing rates, the unit rates, and rounding the nearest cents when appropriate, and then we have to compare the rates and find the best value. So this is something that's pretty useful, especially when you're checking a site like Amazon. Amazon isn't very good about putting all the unit rates. Sometimes they'll have it per ounce, sometimes they'll have it per unit, and it can be really intentionally confusing, especially when you have a bunch of different vendors using the site. So let's go ahead and kind of break down what would the process be if these are the different things that you're looking to buy and each one is a different option that you have on Amazon or any other store or website. Which one would be the best value? Let's talk about how we calculate that. So really unit rates are the price per one unit. So here we're going to see for all of these a number bigger than 1, and we want to know what it is per one Tiger bar or per one cracker, etc. We want to know what the cost per one is. So what we need to do is we just need to divide. How does that work? Well, for example, if we're trying to find the cost per bar for number 1, we need to take the cost on top. So in this case, for the first problem, it'd be $2.50. And we're simply going to divide by 5, like that. And that's it. That's all we have to do. And that will give us the cost, which is the top part, cost, and then the bar is in the denominator, and that's how many bars there are. So that will give us the cost per bar once we simplify it. A couple different ways you could do this. You could use a calculator, which is pretty easy. You could just do 2.5 divided by 5, and you get 0.5 for your answer. So I'm going to go ahead and write that for this one. So that's 0.5, and I think that's all we need. We don't need per bar because it's understood that it's the unit rate, but it might be good practice to write per bar just to keep it in that ratio form. So that's the first one. So we need 2 more to do before we can compare which one we're going to buy. So let's go ahead and change colors just so we can keep consistent here. So next one we have $1.80, and we're divided by 3 bars. If you want, you could even think of this as 18 and move the decimal over. And do 18 divided by 30, so you're going to get a decimal and move it back. But I'm just going to do this. I'm going to say this is equal to 6 over 1. But again, I imagine that decimal was moved over 1 space. So instead of right there, I moved it over 1. So really it would be moved over, and then I'd have to move it back when I'm done. So I pretended this was 18. That's why it's 18 divided by 6. 18 divided by 3 is 6. But then I have to move that decimal back, and I get 0.6. So $0.6, so 60 cents. And if you want to put a 0 at the end of it, that's fine. Okay, that's how it's typically seen when it comes to money, so I should probably do that. So 60 cents per bar. And then the last one is $3.20, and we're dividing by 8. So let's go purple. So we have $3.20. That's the top unit, and we divide by 8 bars. And we are going to get 0.4 per 1 bar. So that's my unit price, 0.40. And again, I just pretended that was 32 divided by 8, and I get per bar. Okay, so it's very obvious which one is my best deal. Before it wasn't, right? I have 5 bars, $2.50, 3 bars, $1.80, 8 bars, which is more, but it's $3.20, and this happens to be the best deal. So let's go ahead and highlight this one, and that is our best deal. So this $3.20, the 40 cents per bar, is our best unit rate. And that's all you're doing for each one of these problems. You're going to be doing that division and determining which one is the best deal. So we're just going to go ahead and do a couple more. Not going to do every single one of these because it is repetitive. And once you understand the pattern, it's not so bad. Okay, so here we have 12 packs of crackers, and it's $4.20. Again, we want to know per cracker, so we're going to do the $4.20 on top. Okay, this time I don't have a lot of workspace. I would recommend getting a separate piece of paper and then doing your work there. So I need to do $4.20 divided by 12. So I'll just give you a quick overview of how we would do this if you didn't have a calculator, and it's not like one of those easy ones where you just pretend it's a number that's already a multiple of the number you're dividing by. So I think it was, what is it, 420 divided by 12? So if you're doing 420 divided by 12, a couple different ways to do this. Okay, this is the pretty standard way. We want to see how many times 12 goes into 4. It doesn't, so then we're going to do 12 into 42, and it goes in 3 times, and that number is 36. We have 6 as a remainder after we're done subtracting, and then we're going to drop down the 0. We say 12 goes into 60, and that is 5 times. One thing I forgot to do is I forgot to place the decimal right there because the decimal's right below it. So it's going to be 35 cents per bar. So we're going to do 35 cents. Oh, per cracker, sorry. 35 cents per cracker. Okay, there we go. And then same thing for the 8 packs of crackers. So for each one of these, you're going to have to do this 3 times, right? And then once you're done with that, then you can compare them. So we can go ahead and move on to the next one, which is 248 divided by 8. Again, this is what I would do. Again, separate piece of paper would be ideal. So I have 248 divided by 8. I think I'm going to just double check that. Okay, yep. And again, it can't go into 2. We're going to place the decimal, but it can go into 24. That's 3 times. That's exactly 24. Drop down the 8, and it goes in 1 time. So 31 cents. So this one's already a better deal. 31 cents per cracker. And now we're down to our last one. This one is divisible. So if I pretend this is 12 divided by 3, that's going to give me 4. So that's going to be 40 cents per cracker. Okay, so now I have my best deal, which is this middle one, 8 packs of crackers for $2.48, and that is the one I would want to buy. Now, you might be thinking, well, I don't want 8 crackers. I want 12, or I want 16 or 24. Well, the idea is you could just increase the number of these crackers that you buy, but that's like the vendor, or that's the package that you would want to get, and just get multiples of that. Let's do maybe one over here with some more double-digit numbers. So we have 20 wash detergent box. This will be our last one, and it's $7. So again, we're doing price per box. Okay, so then we have $7 divided by 20, like that. So then for down here, we're going to have to change it slightly. So here's 7, and now we have to divide by 20. You'll notice right away that 20 doesn't go into 7. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to plop a decimal down and then add a 0. Now we have 20 goes into 70. That does work. So now we can go 3 times. That's 60. And that's the remainder 10. There's an imaginary 0 that I'm going to drop down so I can keep this process going, and that's 5 times. So 35 cents is my answer. Now, this is not the only way that you can do this. Some people can arrive at this answer in slightly different ways, but 35 cents is the answer. Okay. Then I have $20 divided by 50. Okay. I'm just going to use a calculator here just to speed up the process. But again, it's the same principle as I've been showing you. So this is 40 cents. And I also have some other videos if you're struggling with, oops, I forgot per box. I have some other videos on long division with Math-Salamanders videos. So make sure to check those out if you're still struggling with long division. And then the last one is $30 divided by 80. Wash detergent. Oh, 80 wash. It's not per box. It's per wash. I'm sorry. Definitely didn't double check my units. Per wash. Okay, not per box. Okay. So then we have divided by 80. So we have 30 divided by 80, and we get $0.375. Now, here's the deal. If you get something like this, 0.375 per wash, it says to round it. So you're going to round it to the nearest cent. Right here, it says round it to the nearest cent. So this has too many decimal places. So this just means we need to round up. 5 and above, we're going to round up to 8. So we have 38 cents. It didn't matter if it was 37 or 38. The best one is this 20 wash detergent for only $7. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any Oh man, I just saw this Mathflix. What an awesome site. If you have any other questions on this worksheet, please leave a comment below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you next time right here on Wes Explains Best.